Today we're going to have a look at some of the renovations we've made to the chateau over the previous 5 years. Renovations both inside and outside the chateau. Since 2019 we have removed 90% of the old render. We have re-rendered the whole of the middle wing at the front of the chateau and painted it in a traditional colour. All of the stonework has been repaired and repointed, and all of the shutters have been repainted. It looks a great deal better. Here you can see just how overgrown parts of the chateau actually were. The bread oven attached to the little laundry cottage actually had a tree growing out of the top of it. Rubbish and old farm machinery were dumped around the place, which then became totally overgrown with weeds and brambles. The clear up and reseeding was a huge task, but well worth it. The perspectives and vistas were hugely improved. Earlier this year, we were very pleased to receive a visit from some members of the family who used to live in the chateau. They were delighted with our renovation work. Back in 2019, when we bought the chateau, the exterior of the building was in a pretty poor condition. The render was tired and damaged, the shutters hadn't been painted for years, and it was a very long time since the stonework had received any love and attention. Here you can see a large tree growing right up against the side of the tower and under the foundations. Removing this tree was one of the very first jobs that we did. This 18th century doorway was in a pretty bad way. It was starting to crumble and nature was claiming it back. The transformation over the last 5 years has been truly astounding. Inside, the transformation is equally impressive. Here we are looking at the old chateau kitchen, which will become our banqueting hall. We have removed all of the old plaster to reveal the original stonework. The stonework has been repointed, which totally transforms this room. In the late 1800s, part of this room was closed off to form a separate room, which was totally ridiculous. We have removed these partition walls and opened the room up to its full size, restoring it to just how it should be. The back wall of this room, which housed the original fireplace and an old bread oven, had seen many changes over the years. A very old doorway had been closed off, new windows had been added, and stonework covered up. We have replastered this wall whilst retaining the old features. The 18th century connecting doorway has been stripped back and waxed, and the doors have been repainted. Here you can see how the room had been partitioned off and how stupid it looked. It is so much better now it's been opened up again. The suite that we are now looking at has wood panelling dating from the 18th century, and there are even some doors dating back to the 17th century. All of it was in a bad way. As you can see, it will soon be restored to its former glory. This suite is being renovated in the style of the mid to late 1700s. When finished, it will be one of the most ornate suites in the whole chateau. On the ground floor, we have just started a renovation of a suite in the style of the 15 to 1600s. It will feature stone walls, oak beam ceilings and wooden panelling. Now we will have a look at the renovation of what will become our signature suite. This suite is in one of the oldest parts of the chateau, dating back to at least the 13th century. We have therefore decided to decorate it in the style of the medieval period. As you can see, a vast amount of work has already gone into this suite. It has been rewired, replastered and repainted. Soon we will be able to relay the Tomet tiles on the floor. We are now looking at the main entrance and adjoining hallway. The renovation of this area is pretty much complete. The beautiful mosaic floor dates to the late 1800s. The wood panelling and the doors date to the late 1700s. And the oak beam ceiling in the hallway dates to the early 1400s. The land surrounding the chateau was also very neglected when we bought it. In the first year we did a lot of clearing and reseeding. There were lots of dead trees and everything was overgrown. Clearing the land was very hard work. We needed large agricultural equipment and the help of some local farmers. But as you can see, the results were incredible. Many large oak trees had self-seeded and were growing too close to each other, and we had to thin these out. This old gate is the perfect example of just how bad things were. It really is hard to believe the transformation. Running from the old gate, there was a ditch and an avenue which was totally overgrown. The project to clear this whole area took over a year. The chateau has a small lake, which of course was also totally overgrown. Clearing and landscaping around this lake has been a project ongoing for several years. When we first bought the chateau, you could hardly see the lake at all. We slowly worked our way around the lake, clearing and landscaping each side of it before reseeding. After 3 years of on and off work, finally you could see the old boundary wall behind the lake. Now the whole area has been cleared and it looks amazing. The final little project was creating a picnic area at the back of the lake. After 5 years of hard work, the 60 acres of parkland and woods around the chateau now looks beautiful. Finally, it is how I imagined that it should be. If you have enjoyed watching this video, why not click on the subscribe button that has just appeared? Also, check out our Patreon page in the link below. On there, you will find other ways in which you can help and support us in our project. It really does mean a great deal to us that you are interested in Chateau Clébeau and preserving its wonderful history. Thank you.